I would like to thank you for giving me the opportunity to discuss information about the Kellogg Corporation to you, and hopefully provide you with information that can better serve you to see that Kellogg has planned to be a beneficial addition to your portfolio. I would like to introduce everyone around the table. This is Ashley, Victoria, Michelle, Wu Yong, and Brian. And my name is Kristen, and I'm going to start the presentation with a brief history and some financials. Kellogg Corporation was founded in 1906 by W.K. Kellogg and his brothers. They started their first factory in Battle Creek, Michigan. That's where they started producing cornflakes. Now, rather than go into all the different products that we have released over the years, I'm just going to provide some examples of history that show our commitment to community outreach. In 1930, the W.K. Kellogg Foundation was started, and since its implementation, over $5.5 billion has been donated to different communities, including low-income communities where children don't get an opportunity to have breakfast. Products are donated to our troops overseas, and then we also have some relief to communities that are affected by natural disasters. In the 70s, Kellogg was one of the first companies to voluntarily disclose its nutrient and content ingredients, including sugar. And in 1997, the Kellogg Institute for Food and Nutrition Research was founded. These are the last 5 years of our net sales information. From 2011 to 2012, we saw a 12.2 increase in net sales. And our final for 2012 was over $14 billion, with $1.5 billion coming from Pringles, a recent acquisition to our Kellogg company. Now, outside of the U.S., we've seen growth of 7 and 8%, and U.S. Specialty snacks and foods have been at 11 and 12%. The exception to the U.S. market is our morning foods and breakfast, including the Kashi brand, which was only up 3%. Now, these trends have followed into 2013, and we've had a decline of our U.S. morning food and Kashi brands due to the discounting of General Mills. So we saw a loss in sales there. As of June 30th, 2013, our return on assets, equity, and capital has been 7.3%, 38.9%, and 10.4%, which shows that our company is still in a good position with profitability. Now, Ms. Ashley.
Okay, so now to know a little bit more about our Kellogg company, I'll be talking about the employment and also the charitable contributions. So, our company, Kellogg, prides itself on investing in our employees. Our employees dedicate themselves to our company and also to each other, and we want to give back to them and make sure that they have a usable and workable work environment. So we do pride ourselves on offering employment opportunities within our company. There are great benefits for working for our company. We have opportunities for them to definitely advance within our organization, and we do offer work incentives like pensions. And we do pride ourselves on being one of the few companies that offer pensions for our employees. Also, we have our key values, where we value our work here at Kellogg, and we provide a diversity and inclusiveness. We've been given several opportunities and also awards for providing such a diverse opportunity within Kellogg. Sorry, a little rambling over here. But bottom line, we do offer inclusive and diverse workplaces for our employees. In addition to offering great employment opportunities, we do want to contribute to our charities and our nonprofit organizations. And so we have various opportunities for our initiatives. So earlier this year, we launched an initiative called the Breakfast for Better Days program, and we offered breakfast to children and their families. And fortunately, we were able to contribute $13 million in cash contributions and also $39 million in in-kind contributions. which are basically the food and snack contributions. We definitely want to continue those endeavors. We have increased over the years since 2008, and we definitely want to increase in that. A couple of other programs aside from the Breakfast for Better Days, we do have a Good Cookie Award through our Keebler brand, and that's basically Keebler offers 6 million cookies to the American Red Cross Association to give to their donors. The next program is the Landcare Australia program and the Specialty Breast Cancer Awareness Initiative and Military and Veteran Services program.
So as a Forbes top 40 most powerful brand worldwide, Kellogg obviously makes the news a lot. As you just heard from Ashley, we're very proud of and dedicated to our philanthropic endeavors, and so that also hits the media a lot. We believe that this creates a positive outlook in the public for us, and that any firm or company that is associated or partnered with us, such as your marketing firm, will also reap the benefits of a beneficial public viewpoint. However, like any large and influential firm, not all of the news that's about us is necessarily optimistic. There's this recent headline in the Wall Street Journal asking the question, in the low-carb age, does cereal have a future? Now, given that we have seen some lagging growth, but still phenomenal sales in our cereal brand, I believe that this is not an unimportant question to ask. In the article, our competitor General Mills accuses us of not giving enough advertisement clout to our cereal brand in lieu of our snacks. However, we believe that this is not a mutually exclusive phenomenon. We can give creative and smart advertising to both cereal and snacks, and not necessarily crowd the market with aggressive advertising, but smart advertising. And that's where a creative firm like yours would come in. We've also seen recent headlines, a media storm, in fact, when we acquired Pringles. It brought up our income, and we also showed some cost savings initiatives in other parts of our brand. So our sales and our numbers are still positive. We believe that your marketing firm can help us utilize the income and the sales that Pringles has brought to us to bring better brand recognition through emerging Asian markets is our primary goal, to increase the visibility of the Kellogg brand through the worldwide knowledge of Pringles, to attempt to bring better sales to our cereal brands domestically and internationally, and our snacks internationally. So our Pringles acquisition has been of the utmost importance. Lastly, you might have heard that our CEO has just retired effective October 1st. Mr. Norman, head of Kellogg Europe, has become our Chief Growth Officer, sort of like the new international president. So we've just undergone a slight reorganization and an injection of new leadership, which we think gives us a phenomenal opportunity to go in new and more creative directions under new and creative reorganization. So I think that your marketing firm is a perfect time to step in and kind of give us a new direction, a new injection of life in our particular branding market, thanks to new leadership and organization.
Kellogg is a major producer of convenience food in USA and worldwide. Our primary product is breakfast cereals in brands such as Toasted, Frosted Flakes, or brand Apple Jacks and Special K. Tony the Tiger says, they are great. Breakfast cereals are usually served with milk, and they take about 5 minutes to prepare. For those busy people that are frequent breakfast skippers, we have them covered with Kellogg's To Go. This drinkable breakfast solution takes no time to prepare, come in three flavors and provide the necessary nutrition. If you want something warm, we have egg waffles. Our other category is snacks. Our most popular brand, Pop-Tarts, are toaster pastries, and millions of Pop-Tarts are sold every year. They come in 29 flavors. Our newest addition is Pinkles, which we acquired last year. Their special shape makes them successful. and the paperboard cans keep them fresh and unbroken. Pinkles makes us the second largest savory snack producer in the world, and Pinkles brand has a worldwide presence.
Okay, now that you know about a few of our products, I'm going to go over how well our products do against other products or other companies' products. So right now, against ready-to-eat cereal or the traditional cereal, the cereal you think of when you think of cereal, Kellogg's triples the sales of any other company. The second leading company, General Mills, makes about $2 billion, while we sell $6 billion in sales. In toasted pastries and tarts, our brand, we have 3 leading brands in the top 10. We have 3 leading brands in the top 10 in our category. The Pop-Tart is the leading seller, and it sells 5 times as much as the secondary brand. Next, we're going over breakfast cereal snacks. This cereal bars, and breakfast snacks. The Notre-Dame bar sells the most, and it's a Kellogg product. And lastly, we're going over frozen waffles. We have 5 products in the top 10 best sellers of frozen waffles, and we sell, and the leader is Kellogg's Eggo. The Eggo sells 6 times better than the next leading product. Now with recently we acquired several companies as Kubler, Famous Amos, and recently with Pringles, we're starting to move into the snack and cracker realm of companies. And recently, and I'm going to tell you how well we do among those companies. In the best-selling snacks, Kubler is the second best-selling snack company in this field, and then Kellogg, under our own name, we sell the 5th most snacks. In crackers, Kubler sells the 3rd most, sells the 3rd most crackers, and us, Kellogg, sells the 9th most, or the 9th most selling vendor in cracker sales. Our competition in the United States is pretty much 3 companies: ConArt, Mid Johnson Nutrition, and General Mills. ConArt and Mid Johnson Nutrition are two food processing companies, while General Mills is a direct competitor of us. They sell cereal and breakfast snacks. As you see, the far right table, General Mills made more money than us. They have a more profit margin. They have a bigger profit margin than us. 9.7. Ours is 6.39. And General Mills' profit margin, or the revenue, is $18.10 billion, while ours is $14.68 billion. But as of this year, we have made many steps to grow our business in our manufacturing. So we are estimated to have a 10% growth rate in the upcoming year, while General Mills is expected to have a growth rate of below 5. So hopefully within the next coming year, our market cap should be within competitive range of theirs. In the international market, we hold 32% of the international shares, of the global shares, and next below us is General Mills with 10%. So we hold a majority of the global shares, but most of our shares come from Germany and Western Europe, where cold cereal is prominent. And as you see, we have 3 of the top 5 best cold cereals. In hot cereals, we don't have any hot cereals that are within the top 5. Hot cereals are prominent in China and Japan and India, where we where we don't sell very much cold cereal. Pepsi Cola or Quakers sell these hot cereal brands, and majority of their 8.6% are in these countries. So we're hoping to figure out a way, and hopefully with your marketing company, we can figure out ways to promote cold cereal in these countries.
Okay. Here's my duty is about analyze the current situation and predict the trends in future. The first part is about our traditional business. Yeah. As Paul mentioned, the cereal market shrinks in recent years, and this trend seems to be continued. However, instead of promote our current products, just as General Mills did in last quarter, we spend more resources on developing new products. We analyze the pace of modern life and try to capture the contemporary demands for breakfast, and here is the result. First, healthier food with few additives, less sugar, oil, calorie, and carbohydrates, and in some certain cases, gluten-free. Second, people want more fresh, natural, organic food, but this is very difficult for us to realize. And what's more important, in this fast-paced society, people have less time on breakfast. So that's why more and more people abandon milk and boiled, but choose fast and portable food instead. And McDonald's is promoting their McWrap, and KFC is developing their Go Cat. The common character of these new favorites is you can eat them with one hand on walking or driving. And variable taste and daily nutrition are conventional requirements for breakfast. Altogether, it seems to be a mission impossible to satisfy all these requirements with a less than $5 per serving breakfast product. So what we can do is to keep a balance among these properties. Fortunately, matching these requirements with our current products and 10K, we found some flashpoints. That's our bar-like snacks and Kellogg's Go breakfast shake. Their sales and profits are growing very fast, much faster than cereal products, and we believe they are the start of tomorrow. And another part of my report is about our recent acquisition of Pringles. As my fellows mentioned, Pringles has a good reputation worldwide, especially in Asia, and probably the most significant area is China, where Kellogg hasn't officially entered yet. In China, almost everyone knows Pringles, but no one knows Kellogg. So we should let them know Kellogg is the sixth brand of Pringles. Let them know Kellogg is one of the major food producers in U.S. and the #1 in cereal market. We believe that young men in China born after 1980s are willing to have a taste of our products as they pay more and more attention on Western products and lifestyles. Here are two examples in China market. In 2006, Pepsi brought Quaker to China, and soon found its notability with amazing promotion through internet and retailers. And now Quaker has possessed an appreciable market share in China. Another case is Snickers by Mars, also being brought to China several years ago, and now you can see it in almost every supermarket in China. So we believe that if we take full advantages of Pringles to start our business in China and then release our own products, we will get more consumers. So that's what's trying.
So, in conclusion, why choose Kellogg as your client, as your firm's newest client? Well, there's several reasons. First off, we are incredibly philanthropic. We're an old school company with old school values, and we do what we do because we want to make the communities that we reside in better places. From $5.5 billion over our lifespan in food and money charities to being one of the first companies to actually put nutrition information on the label. We care about the communities that we reside in, and we do work to just attempt to make this world a better place. Next is we are financially secure and stable. As we've proven during this presentation, our numbers are in a good place. With your help, we can continue to grow. We need a fresh injection and new creative marketing. We think that we can bring our cereal sales back on track with the help of your corporation. And lastly, as my colleague Liang just said, we are competitively positioned globally. We're ready to take our Kellogg brand and make it a name brand and a household name in emerging markets in Asia, utilizing our new acquisition of Pringles. We have 33% of the international share in cereal. 2/3 of our Pringles sales come from international sales. So it's just in terms of just combining these strong numbers that we have in our other brands and introducing our name globally, we think that we can become a powerhouse in the snack and convenience food market. So I ask you this, is this the year that your marketing firm wins a Gold Lion Award at the Cannes Advert Festival? I think that with Kellogg, it honestly could be. I think that with our creative engines combined, we could be an unstoppable team in both the marketing world and in the cereal aisle. So with that, if you have any questions, we would be happy to answer them for you.
Well, thank you for your presentation, very comprehensive. I might start by saying I thought you had a strong close, all right, which a lot of times people don't pay as much attention to. So kind of got my attention with this idea of winning this Gold Lion Award. You know, that was kind of attractive to me. But I guess my questions are, I couldn't determine what you thought the focus should be. Let me ask it in the following way. In terms of sort of marketing, do you view this as a product-oriented initiative or some overarching theme that you want to have identified with your company? Which direction are you, how do you see the challenge for example, I thought it was interesting that you try to leverage the Pringle brand in China as a way to get your cereals, get attention for your cereal, which is an interesting idea. Broadens Pringles from being a narrow product to maybe being a collection of products in that regard. But I just didn't get a sense of kind of what you thought your major challenge was.
So I think I can speak to that. I think that we believe that our major challenge is in fact incorporating the emerging Asian markets such as China and Southeast Asia, as they are probably our lowest international sales.
Right.
So I think that is our main target. I will agree with you that I think I perhaps left out a significant point, and that is, as was mentioned, our to-go and convenience foods, we think also have an excellent market and excellent marketability in China. So I would say that our primary goal is in fact capturing that market share.
So do you see this major campaign as being primarily focused on emerging markets, or do you see...
Asian markets. In Asian markets.
Asian markets?
We want to put the Kellogg logo on the paperboard can.
Right.
So people will know Kellogg is the sister brand of Pringles.
Okay. Okay. So you're going to take Pringles and kind of have a Kellogg Inside brand, like Intel Inside,
yes.
right?
So next year we can release the cereal into China market.
Right.
And we will adapt the cereal to the taste, to the price acceptance of the Asian market.
Interesting idea. The other issue which I thought you raised, and I didn't get a sense of where you think you need to go with it, and that was the issue of, is this about promoting or is this about developing? Are the primary focus of what you're interested in building around, is it primarily promoting what you have, or is it primarily innovating in order to fill in the gaps and address the challenges that aren't being satisfied at this point?
I want to answer this question. As I said, we spend more resources on developing than General Mills do. They just print a sentence gluten-free on their products in last quarter and promote them. So they did nothing on developing new products. So that's what we are focused on. So we really want to produce something new. But you know that it's not easy work to develop something new that satisfy all the requirements I told you. Via the direction of the future first. So now our Banana Snacks and Kellogg to go. Yeah, they do reflect some properties of the future breakfast. So we should promote them. And on the other hand, we are trying to develop a new product that satisfying these requirements. So I think we should not give up either promoting or not developing.
But you seemed in your presentation to sort of recognize both with respect to the China challenge as well as with respect to some of the issues on the breakfast line, that innovating and developing was going to be more critical going forward than simply promoting what you have.
Yeah. For example, in China, actually people have no image about what the cereal product is. So you can just give them your current product. But in US, we have already had the milk and bowl for hundreds of years. So maybe it's a little boring for them to eat all these cereal products. So we should develop new products for US. But in Asian market, we just release our current product. That is okay.
Okay. Sort of one additional thought on your presentation. I think philanthropic and employee support is important, but I wouldn't lead with it. I'd lead with the business case for what's made you successful and what the challenges are in order to maintain and enhance your success, and bring in the philanthropic and the employees as sort of more of a values. These are our values in that regard, and we've got a history of demonstrating our values. Or maybe if you had had an overarching values message that you use to sort of take the philanthropic and the employee commitment and kind of tie it together into something that's sort of part of kind of who you are, and then you can decide whether you think that's kind of the lead or whether you really think that's the thing that comes in sort of after the business case has been made, to sort of demonstrate that you're really the kind of organization that someone would want to be associated with. All right. I think from a business point of view, you could have tweaked the order or maybe taken the philanthropic and the employee commitment and kind of packaged them as representing kind of the type of company you are. So that would just be another thought. But I think it would be very interesting to be involved in working with you to address the kind of